Hi, my name is Parijata. I would like to share with you my exploration of yoga over the years. My goal with this video is to help you benefit from your yoga posture without the risk of injury. Contrary to popular opinion, yoga is not about flexibility but about balance. Balance between stability and flexibility, effort and non-effort. Practicing yoga in this balance allows us to experience the fullness of the poses and to learn to respect what is. Yoga asana, which means yoga postures, is based on three essential principles: intention, stability before flexibility, and wholeness. Because it is important to have a clear intention in each posture, because stability takes precedence over flexibility and provides a basis for movement. And to understand that this movement must engage the whole body. When the whole body partakes into the openness, our goal is achieved. Our practice is healthy and risk-free. Have a good practice. Lie down on your back and rest your calves on a chair. Tune into the rhythm of your breath and relax your back in contact with the ground. Lift your arms and cross your arms behind your head, touching the shoulders with your hands or fingers. If you can't reach your shoulders, it is okay to support your head with your hands without pulling the neck. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift both shoulders, bring the right shoulder to the ground, come back to the middle and rest both shoulders back on the ground. Inhale freely and deeply. On the next exhale, lift both shoulders, now rest your left shoulders towards the ground, come back to center and rest back. All of this on the same exhalation. Inhale, exhale. Lift both shoulders, bring the right shoulder down, back to middle, and slowly move both shoulders back onto the floor. Deep and free inhale, long exhale, lifting up shoulders and resting the left one on the ground. Don't forget to come back to center before releasing back onto the ground. Alternate right and left at your own pace, resting your attention on the length and evenness of the breath rather than putting all your effort in lifting higher. You can very well regulate the flow of your exhale by listening to the sound. Nice and even sound from the beginning to the end of the breath. Come back now and rest. Release any tension that might have accumulated in the belly, the back, or the shoulders. Now come onto your hands and knees, hands directly under the shoulders, and feel how stability frees the breath. As you exhale, push your hands into the ground and allow the spine to curve upward. As you inhale, the chest opens, elbow to bend sideways slightly, and allow the spine to extend. Long exhale, round your back. Deep inhale, open the chest, bringing extension in the upper spine. You can now add a circular movement. As you breathe deeply, inhale down and forward. Exhale, allow the weight of your shoulders to release into the arms even more as a result of your spine freeing, and your back will round even more. On the inhale, your back extend. Be careful not to overarch the neck and the lower back. Bring more extension in the spine between the shoulder blades. Now turn your hands towards one another, the finger almost touching. Keep going with the same movement and notice how the hands and arms position brings more mobility in the upper spine. Allow the breath to move the body. Keep going at your own pace without sacrificing any part of your spine and without overdoing in the area of instability. Feel the spine as if you wanted to touch with your awareness every vertebra from the coccyx to the skull. Now push into your hands and feet to lift the pelvis. Keep your knees slightly bent, lengthen the spine gradually. Be careful not to lengthen and stretch the legs by rounding your back. This would be unsafe. If it is so, bend your knees, and with time and practice, your legs will be straight and your heels will touch the ground. More importantly, your back and leg muscle will release as a whole. Long exhale, creating a deep and freer inhale. Bring your right foot forward and take 2 blocks. For safety, make sure that your right knee is above the right ankle and not ahead. Pull the front foot and the back knee towards one another and lengthen the left thigh from the groin to the inner heel. The low back should be quiet, the jaw and the face soft. Change leg. Stabilize your contact with the ground. Lengthen the leg from the inner groin to the inner heel. Imagine the bone of the leg lengthening. Feel the breath being freed as a result of that action. Bring your right foot beside your left foot. Strong in the legs, long inhale, long exhale. And change leg. Left foot back. Stability first, and then lengthen from the inner groin to the inner heel, your left leg. Make sure you keep your right knee just above the right heel. The chest is open, the face is soft, the breath is free. Change leg. Strong foundation. Lengthen the right leg into the inner right heel. Allow the right thigh bone to move up as your left sit bone moves slowly down. The face is soft, the breath is free. The low back is quiet. And breathe. Come back and move into downward dog. Bring your feet between your hands, parallel. Press into the 4 contact points of the feet into the ground. This creates aliveness in the legs. Lengthen the legs, keeping them firm and alive but not rigid. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the spine without losing the firmness in the legs. Like in downward dog, if your back is rounded, it is better to bend your knees to create safe practice. With time, your legs will lengthen. Next, inhale, bend your knees, lift your hands and arms, press into the ground and come back into mountain pose, Tadasana. In mountain pose, your feet can be hip-width apart or less, but must be parallel. Choose stability for yourself. Lift your toes and move them apart. And now, transfer the weight in the left leg, lifting the right foot towards the pelvis. And release. Do the same with the left foot and release. Now create the same action in both legs. Of course, the feet will remain on the ground, but see how alive and awakened the legs feel. In mountain pose, it is also important to create balance in all of the foot, in the four corners, mount of the big toe and mount of the baby toe, inner and outer heel. Feel how, in this balanced resting, the breath is freed and the spine lengthens in both directions. From mountain pose, move your legs apart, feet parallel. The distance between your feet shouldn't create any instability. Turn the left foot 20 degrees and externally rotate the right leg, aligning the foot, ankle and knee together. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, root the left heel and flex the right hip. Rest your hand on a block or in the front of the leg. Keep the left hand and arms alive but not tense. The back and the shoulders are quiet, the legs are firm and dynamic, creating freedom in the rib cage. Be vigilant with the knee. If you feel some intensity in the inner right knee, externally rotate the right thigh even more. Hug the bones with your leg muscles, pulling them upwards towards the hip. This action creates alignment and stability. Imagine also that the iliac crest in the front of your pelvis being gently pulled towards one another. Now press firmly in the leg, heel into the ground. Come back without losing the firmness in the legs. Change side. You could imagine that you are holding a beach ball between your thighs. Inhale, exhale, anchoring the right heel, flex the hip, rest your hand on the front of your leg or on a block. Be aware of any intensity in the left knee. Keep aligning the hip, the knee and the ankle. If you feel the spine wanting to lengthen, this comes as a result of the stability created in the legs. Stability creates opening, anchoring creates movement. The paradoxes of being alive on this planet. When you have mastered stability at this level, you might want to distance your feet more and take from there, gradually developing your flexibility. The breath is free. Anchor the right heel and come back. From mountain pose, again move your feet apart in a wider stance than the previous posture. Feet parallel, bring the left foot 20 degrees and rotate the right thigh in order to align the knee, the ankle and the midfoot. Inhale, lift the arms and bend the right knee. Be vigilant and do not let your right knee move inward. Keep it aligned with the ankle. The pelvis, diaphragm and the shoulders are stacked upon one another. Look in the direction above the right hand with a soft gaze. Rest dynamically in the left leg and heel. Strong foundation creates a natural spaciousness in the rib cage, freeing the breath. Come back, if possible, without bringing the arms down, and move into the same posture on the other side. The alignment of the pelvis, the knee, and the ankle is the same. Keep strong and rooted in the back leg. Imagine the neck taking root behind the heart. Imagine also that you are sitting on a horse, keeping the inner thigh firm and the iliac crest being pulled towards one another. Externally rotate your thigh bones. As you did in triangle pose, allow the muscles of the legs to hug the bones and being pulled upward towards the pelvis. Feel the joy and satisfaction of being rooted and strong. Come back. Place a block at the back of your mat. From mountain pose, bring your left heel on a block. Bend the front knee as if pressing into a small table with your right thigh bone. Keep the pelvis parallel to the front wall, hands on the hips. Allow the sacrum to gently slide down. Lengthen the back leg, pressing the heel in the block, lift the arms. If the pelvis wants to tilt forward, keep the back knee slightly bent. And with time, the groin and the leg will be free and long. The arms are supported by the fullness of the heart. You can look up without compressing the back of the neck. The face is soft. And come back. Now bring the right heel on the block. Bend the right knee slightly to set the pelvis. Lengthen the right leg, pressing the heel into the block. And lift your arms. Legs are dynamic and strong. Look up, extend the upper back. The heart is shining in all directions. Inhale, hands on the hips. Exhale, with strong leg, go into forward bend. Hands on the ground or on a block. Moving now into downward dog. In downward dog, your legs are firm and lengthening. The hand contact is clear and firm. This stable contact encourages the spine to lengthen and frees the breath. Now bring your knee down. Take a block and place it between the thighs. Use the thickness that is okay for you. Move into downward dog. The block brings out the strength that is available when we work from the core. With an inhale, bring your shoulders above the hands in plank pose. Exhale, return into downward dog. Again, inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. And a last time, press your thigh bone into the block. Inhale, exhale, the legs are stable and the spine is long. Come back on your knees. Take off the block and go into downward dog one more time. Feel that you can remember the sensation of the block in the inner legs. Maintaining this memory alive, go back and redo the movement. You will always have access to this memory. This will help you in many poses. Now, bring the knees down. Sit on your heel in child's pose. The head is heavy, resting on the ground or on a block. The breath releases all tensions and fatigue that might have accumulated up to now. This is a good posture to return to when tired. Lay down on your belly, the front of the feet resting into the mat. Lengthen the back of the thighs from the sit bones to the heels. On an inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the hands, shoulders, and head. Stay here for 3 to 5 breaths. Anchor the pelvis. Stay long in the back legs. Inhale, lift the arms, shoulders, and the head. Keep the neck and the face relaxed and soft. Reach back and join your hand behind your back. Lengthen the back of the leg from the sit bones to the heels. Rest into the contact of the pelvis with the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the arms, shoulders, and legs. Think length rather than height. Neck and face soft. Feet dynamic, inner leg rising. The power to stay in this pose comes from the grounding of the pelvis. Keep for 3 to 5 breaths. Make a pillow with your hands. Feel how alive the back is. Enjoy. Come and sit onto your heels. Arms forward. Long fingers. Firm in your contact with the ground. Inhale, table, exhale, downward dog. Bring your knees down and take a block. Place it to where your head shall fall in downward dog. Keep your arms straight. You can use more than one block to suit your posture. Make sure that the block is positioned accordingly to your head. Do not try to place your head according to the block. And come back. Sitting on your heels, Bring your arms on the side of your body. Release the weight of your head into the ground, the shoulders onto the hands. Take 2 blocks. Lay down on your back. Place 1 block under the heart and the other one under your head. If the block is too hard, you can use a rolled up towel instead. Rest into rather than resist the contact with the block. Breathe freely. To deepen the exercise, use the block at a different height. Make sure that you position well the block at the level of the heart, right above the points of the shoulder blades. Lift the arms vertically, hold the arms above the elbows and release back. Do not push your rib forwards. Keep the legs and the feet aligned, the back of the thigh pressing gently towards the ground. Legs are toned, the groin is soft. If you can, without compressing the neck, lower the block that is under the head and reposition the arms. On each exhalation, release and open the heart. The contact with the block should feel good. If not, reposition the block or use a roll blanket. Take your head with your hands to bring back, elbows down and lift to sitting. Rest here for a moment. Go to the wall. You will need a blanket and 2 blocks. Rest above the kneecap, your right knee on the blanket, close to the wall. Keep your left knee on the ground for now. If you feel that the stretch in the right thigh is too intense, move your right knee away from the wall so you can create a healthy stretch. Now lift the left knee to rest the foot flat on the ground directly beneath it. Keep the pelvis balanced by both hips leveled. Do not compensate by tilting the pelvis forward, causing the lumbar spine to compress. Move the pelvis forward and lift your arms. If you can, cross them behind the head, resting your fingers on the shoulders. The sacrum slides down gently. Breathe freely. To come back, it is important to bring the left knee down and to move the right knee forward in a straight line without twisting it. Now place the left knee close to the wall. Take the time to move into each step gradually, giving the time to the muscles to adapt and let go. Be aware of the compensation that may occur in the pelvis and in the low back. Continually create balance in the pelvis, letting the sacrum release down. Like in all yoga posture, we want to elongate the spine. It will be sad to compromise to perform once more, sacrificing the health and balance of the body. Be patient, take each step slowly, and if you cannot move to the next step, stay with the previous one. Come out of the pose safely, the right knee down and sliding forward in a straight line. Now rest both heels into the wall, keeping an angle in the foot to go into downward dog. Appreciate the length created in the front of the legs and see how it affects the length in the back of the leg also. Breathe freely and come down. Lay on your back, heels directly under your knees. Feet are parallel, hip-width apart. Anchor your inner heels and push, lifting the pelvis. Anchor the back of the arms and the shoulders. Shoulder blades moving towards one another slightly, the sternum lifts up. Do not allow the knees to move apart from one another. Imagine holding a beach ball between your knees. This will increase stability in the pelvis and will create space in the sacrum and the lumbar area. Feel every vertebra participating. Come down, rest a moment, release into the contact with the ground. Next exhale, push through the inner heel, allow the pelvis to lift up. Anchor the shoulders and arms, the rib cage opens and lifts up. Feet are firmly grounded. Sacrum moves towards the space between the knees. The collarbones moving away from the sternum. These are micro actions. Images for deeper release. It might take some time before you can move into the next variation. Bring your hands on the ground behind your shoulders. On an exhale, root down the inner heels and press into your hands, moving the coccyx towards the space between the knees and upward. Move into the posture, creating space in the spine, opening the front body. Stay centered and grounded. If you cannot be stable and free of compression, please come down and stay with the previous variation. It will take patience, time, and some work to be able to do this one safely. Be respectful towards yourself. Bring the knees to the chest and roll on the right side. Take a belt, lay down on your back. Left knee bent. Lift the right leg and wrap the belt around your heel. Lengthen the leg by contracting the front thigh muscles as if you wanted to push the thigh bone towards the front wall. For this posture to really work, you must find a place for the leg to be completely straight and the pelvis to stay balanced and stable. If you allow the pelvis to tilt upward, you reduce greatly the efficiency of the pose. Be also careful not to stretch the back of the knee. If you feel any intensity in the back of the knee, create a microflexion. Lengthening the back of the thigh and the calf muscle is what we are looking for here. Now simultaneously open the left knee and the right leg outwardly, holding the belt with the right hand as you rest your left arm on the ground at shoulder level. The pelvis remains centered and stable. Stay awake in both sides of the body. Breathe. The face is soft. Come back with an inhale. Lengthen the left leg, hold the belt with the left arm, and bring the right leg straight towards the left shoulder. And come back. Stretch, lengthen, and change leg. Wrap the belt around the left heel. Contract the front thigh muscle to move the thigh bone to the back of the thigh. Do not compromise the straight leg to go further. The shoulders, the neck, and the face are soft and relaxed. The back is quiet. Look for length. And come back. Hold the belt with your left hand. Open your right arm onto your right and open simultaneously the right knee and the left leg. The pelvis is stable. The breath is free. The shoulders are relaxed. The face is soft. Inhale, bring back both legs. Long exhale, lengthen the right leg and bring the left leg towards the right shoulder. Come back. Now change leg. This time keep your left leg straight onto the ground. Wrap the belt around the right heel. Lengthen the right leg by contracting the front thigh, moving the thigh bone towards the back of the thigh. Lengthen the left leg also by creating some density in the front of the thigh, moving the thigh bone towards the ground. The pelvis is stable, the low back is quiet. Breathing freely, the face is soft. Be vigilant about any pain behind your knee and come back. Right leg lengthening towards the ground, left leg straightening up. Pelvis is stable, the low back is quiet. Imagine the bones lengthen in both legs. Breathe freely, the neck is relaxed. And come back. Release any tension you might have accumulated into the ground. Bring your knees to your chest, roll to your right side and come back. Move to a wall. Sit on a block in Virasana, knees together. The distance between your hip and the wall is about the width of a block. Rest into your contact with the block. On an inhalation, lift your arms. Exhale, twist to your right. From the bottom of the spine, vertebra per vertebra, towards the cervical spine. Make sure every part of the spine is participating into that movement. Come back. Bring your left ankle between the wall and the block, your right leg on top of the left. Anchor into the left sit bone and allow the spine to unravel. You can turn your head towards the left for the last few breaths. Be cautious. Do not push into the wall with your hands to accentuate the twist. You could injure yourself. Come back. Feel the reaction. And release. On the other side. Simple twist in Virasana. Sit on a block, knees together. Your spine is straight. Allow the weight of your body to rest into your contact with the block. Bring your hands onto the wall. Make sure that the twist comes from the bottom up without losing the verticality of your spine. You can turn your head towards the right for the last few breaths. And come back. Now, bring your right ankle between the wall and the block. The left leg on top of the right leg, left foot flat on the ground. Anchor your right sit bone into the block and move into a twist towards the wall, vertebra per vertebra, coming from the bottom up. Breathe freely, keep the spine long, look towards the right for the last few breaths. Come back. Inhale, exhale, release any tension and come back. Lay down near a wall. Use 1 or 2 blocks to rest your sacrum on. You can cover the blocks with a blanket. Use a belt to keep your legs together, hip width apart. Release the weight of the arms and the shoulders into the ground, allowing your sternum and your chest to open towards the ceiling. Make sure your pelvis is parallel with the floor. We will keep this posture for a few minutes. This is a restorative pause. Be quiet. Let the breath be free. Relax your legs and enjoy. If for any reason you are not comfortable in the posture, or for women menstruating, just take the blocks off and rest your pelvis onto the ground, legs up the wall. The belly is soft, the face is soft. The breath is slow and natural. To come back, lift the pelvis, take the blocks away, and roll to your right side. Make sure that your neck is into a gentle flexion. Put your attention with the breath. You could stay here for many minutes. For the end of this sequence, sit into a meditative pose, your hands on your heart. Namaste.